Hi, I'm Gary Lineker. I'm on Sporf, and here are my Euro memories. They ain't good. I mean, that would probably be what's that? 84 was with Platini and that incredible commentary from Motti when he scored the winner in the 3-2 game, I think against Portugal, was that semi-final. So I was in my 20s then. Before that, I remember England getting beaten by Italy in a tournament where in those days I think there was only about 4 teams in it. So I had vague memories of seeing it on TV. But obviously playing wise, my memories are not very good really. Obviously I was a regular member by that stage and won the Golden Boot in '86. So and we were a good side, and there was a lot of expectation. And yeah, getting into the squad was expected at that point. And the trouble is, I ended up ill. I kind of felt not quite right in the friendly before the tournament. I think we played, was it Chile or Colombia? One of those Central American sides. So I thought, I just thought it was at the end of a long, hard, tiring season. And then went into the tournament, first game, didn't feel great, played Republic of Ireland. We lost that game, I missed a couple of chances. Then it just got gradually worse. And by the time the last game came about, I couldn't put one leg in front of the other. And I told Bobby Robson I shouldn't play, but I think he thought I was trying one on because we'd already got knocked out. But I came off half time, then ended up in a week in hospital with hepatitis. So my memories of that tournament are particularly bad. Well, Beardsley. I mean, we had such a great relationship and partnership together and complemented each other's really well. But, we had a lot of good players as well. Chris Waddle, Brian Robson, and other players coming through. So we were a good side, but it just didn't happen for us for a variety of different reasons. But then 2 years later, we were tremendous in the World Cup. So we did eventually realise a bit of the potential, even though we didn't win it. We went obviously very close. Probably was, that I played against. He was a fantastic player, but Gullit was in there as well, obviously, and Rijkaard and Koeman, people like that. So they had a few great players in that side. But Marco, I thought, was without injuries as well. He got bad injuries relatively early in his career, and I think he was finished by 28. But what a talent. But yeah, probably the best player played against in the Euros. Obviously in the World Cup, that would be Maradona. Different. And being part of that is great, and I've always enjoyed that. And this one will be exactly the same. Massive enthusiasm. And you just want the national team to do well because it's so much more fun. And there's nothing. The worst bit of doing this job is if you're doing the show when England get knocked out. Now I know that normally happens on ITV, but even doing a highlight show after it or something when it's England, it's just hard because the last thing in the world we want to do is we want the team to do well, and we share the nation's disappointment when that happens. But my ambition I had 2 ambitions in broadcasting, and one was because we always do the FA Cup final live. One was to say Leicester City have won the FA Cup, which I've just done, and my second one is either England win the Euros or the World Cup. So one's happened, why not the other? Probably 96. I wasn't the main presenter, but I did all the highlight shows and I did a few live games. And because I wasn't doing all the main games, I could actually go to a few games as well. Because as a spectator without the pressures of doing a TV show. So probably 96. That was mad, and it was such, the nation was beside itself. And normally I'm away from home, you see, doing these, so we don't experience actually firsthand the nonsense that's going on at home and the excitement in the pubs and throwing beers and all that kind of stuff. So normally we don't experience that, but we will do this summer, because obviously the semis and the final are here, and also we're based here because traveling's just going to be too difficult, and unfortunately, so that should be fun. We've had some great people to work with over the years that, some have started with us and maybe they're relatively occasional, that have become big tournament regulars. I think Cesc Fabregas is joining us again for the Euros. He did his first Punditry. I mean, he's still playing obviously at Monaco, so he did it first 3 years ago, and he was brilliant. Vincent Kompany's done stuff with us in the past. So, this one around we've got, because obviously we've got Wales and Scotland playing as well. I think Ashley Williams is going to do a bit, be a start for him. Obviously with the big games we go with the tried and trusted and the big name. I think, Klinsmann's going to join us again, who's always brilliant. He doesn't really do that much punditry anywhere else but for us. So we're, I think we're well sourced.
Just throwing
and then we'll get sourced after.